The 20th century, especially its first decades, represents a crucial turning point in the history of Western thought. We are witnessing a profound and radical shift in understanding the human condition. The certainties of a previous era begin to irremediably waver, prompting new reflections. This is a period of intense self reflection in which individuals question their identity and place in the world. A need to explore their inner selves with new tools emerges. Established paradigms are forcefully challenged. The pervasive unrest leads to a crisis of traditional values and social structures. Science, philosophy, and art explore new perspectives on existence. The very concept of objective reality is fragmented. In this context of intellectual ferment, literary figures of extraordinary stature emerged. Among them, Italo Svevo stands out for his introspective analysis. Luigi Pirandello, on the other hand, offers a more dramatic and philosophical perspective. Both authors, though with different styles and approaches, share a central focus. Their work is a profound and often uncomfortable exploration of the complexities of the modern individual. They explore human contradictions and frailties. They narrate the experience of the individual immersed in a rapidly changing world. Social, economic, and scientific transformations profoundly influence the psyche. Literature becomes a mirror of this dizzying evolution. Italo Svevo's masterpiece, La Coscienza di Zeno, is a revolutionary work. It offers an unprecedented exploration of the fragmented and contradictory self. The novel overturns the narrative and psychological conventions of the time. The narrative is presented as the memoirs of Zeno Cossini, a middle class man from Trieste. These pages, written on the advice of his psychoanalyst, are an attempt at self analysis. Zeno documents his life and his neuroses. Zeno Cossini is the quintessential embodiment of ineptness. He is a wealthy businessman from Trieste, but his life is dominated by uncertainty. Zeno is plagued by a profound inability to act and decide. His personality is constantly plagued by indecision, which manifests itself in every aspect of his life. He is unable to follow through on his good intentions. This makes him a passive observer of his own existence. Zeno is also prone to self deception, a constant defense mechanism. He justifies his actions and inactions with tortuous reasoning. His memories are steeped in this tendency to mystify reality. His life is a relentless struggle against perceived and real weaknesses. He repeatedly tries to kick the habit of smoking or improve himself. These efforts consistently prove futile or inconclusive. The influence of psychoanalysis is manifest and structural in Svevo's work. The author uses the then nascent field of psychoanalysis as a narrative tool. Freudian therapy becomes a pretext for literary investigation. Through this approach, Svevo dissects the protagonist's inner life with acumen. A complex picture of drives, desires, and flawed self analysis emerges. The reader is invited to doubt the truth told by Zeno. Svevo's style is characterized by a masterful use of irony. This serves to highlight the contradictions of the character and society. The irony is subtle, sometimes bitter, always revealing. The author employs a self deprecating humor that makes Zeno a deeply human character. The protagonist laughs at his own miseries and inabilities. This makes him both pathetic and sympathetic at the same time. Svevo exposes the contradictions in Zeno's attempts at self improvement. His smoking addiction and his romantic relationships are glaring examples. Each resolution results in inevitable failure. Zeno's unreliable narration challenges the concept of a unified, rational self. His memories are a subjective construction, not an objective truth. His consciousness is a discontinuous flux. This technique reveals the unconscious forces that shape human actions. Repressed desires and neuroses emerge despite attempts to control them. The psyche reveals itself as a complex labyrinth. Svevo highlights the intrinsic difficulty of truly knowing oneself. Self perception is distorted by defense mechanisms and hidden desires. Inner truth remains elusive. The setting in Trieste, a lively and cosmopolitan city, is no coincidence. It is a port at the crossroads of cultures and trade, a symbol of modernity. This context reflects the complexity of Zeno's world. The city and the business world accentuate the anxieties of the modern individual. The pressure of progress and competition is reflected in our interiority. The man feels disoriented and inadequate. Zeno finds himself navigating the complexities of the business world with awkwardness. His practical inabilities contrast with his deep inner reflection. Material success does not guarantee inner peace. The pressures of social expectations clash with his nature. Zeno is constantly searching for a role or a mask that defines him. His ineptitude is also a form of resistance to conformity. Luigi Pirandello's central thematic focus is the relativism of knowledge. He explores the instability of identity and the illusion of fixed realities. Truth is always subjective and multiple, never absolute. Another fundamental theme is that of the social mask. Pirandello's characters are trapped in roles imposed by society. The masks we wear hide our true essence or what remains of it. Humor, understood in a very specific sense, is crucial to his poetics. Pirandello defines it as the feeling of the opposite. It serves to expose the absurdity and contradictions of human existence. Among Pirandello's key works, the late Mattia Pascal is a prime example. The protagonist, Mattia Pascal, is mistakenly declared dead. This circumstance offers him the opportunity to reinvent himself. However, Mattia's attempt to escape the constraints of his past fails miserably. He is unable to free himself from the expectations of others and his own habits. His new identity proves to be a prison. Another key novel is One No One and 100,000, which takes the theme of identity to its extreme. The protagonist, Vitangelo Moscarda, discovers that he is perceived differently by different people. This realization leads him to a profound, irreversible identity crisis. Moscarda no longer knows who he truly is, torn between the countless images others have of him. His self shatters. Pirandello's characters wrestle with the idea of a subjective and multiple truth. There is no single reality, but rather as many as there are individual perceptions. Each I is a universe unto itself. The perception of self and others is constantly shifting and illusory. Human relationships are based on misunderstandings and projections. Communication turns out to be a dialogue between masks. The role of humor in Pirandello's poetics is central and innovative. It isn't mere comedy, but a process of profound reflection. It arises from the perception of an irresolvable conflict. Humor exposes the intrinsic absurdity of human existence and its conventions. It reveals the gap between form and life, between appearance and substance. Life is a great mockery. It highlights the contradictions inherent in human attempts to define ourselves and the world. Every definition is a mask, an arbitrary construction. Reason cannot grasp the totality of reality. Pirandello finally questions the search for meaning in a world devoid of absolute truths. Man is condemned to live in perpetual uncertainty. The only certainty is the lack of certainty. Both authors, Svevo and Pirandello, captured the essence of the modern condition with extraordinary clarity. Their works are fundamental testimonies to an era of profound transformation. They anticipated issues that remain relevant today. They highlighted the anxieties, uncertainties, and complexities of the contemporary individual. The sense of disorientation and fragmentation of the self are central to their narratives. Man finds himself alone before his own conscience.